Name the following compound, BES. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out who BE is. BE is beryllium, and it is in the first two columns, which makes that a representative metal. Which means that I can just write the name. And S is sulfur, and then I need to change the suffix to "ide", so this will be beryllium sulfide. And that will be the name of that compound. Name the following compound, Mg3P2. Mg is magnesium. It is in the first two columns, which makes that a representative metal, so that means that I can just go ahead and write the name. And then P is phosphorus, and I just need to change phosphorus's suffix to "ide", so that will turn that into phosphide. So the compound's name is magnesium phosphide. Identify the cation and the anion for the following compound, NaCl. My cation is always going to come first, so the first element is going to be sodium, and my anion always comes second, so that would be chlorine. So my cation is sodium, and my anion is chlorine. When in an ionic compound, what is fluorine's name? So fluorine is a nonmetal, which would make that an anion. So that means that fluorine is going to change its suffix, and that means I need to figure out where the "ide" is going to go. Fluorine will turn into fluoride. Fluoride. What is the correct formula for strontium iodide? So first I need to figure out what strontium's symbol is. Strontium's symbol is Sr. It's in the first two columns, which means it's a representative metal, so I can just take the column number as my number of valence electrons. So strontium, and then I'm in column 2, so that means that I'm going to have a charge of +2, since I would give 2 valence electrons away. Iodide is secretly iodine. Iodine is in column 7, which means it has 7 valence electrons, so it has 7 and it wants 8, so it's going to steal 1. Stealing is bad, so it'll have a charge of -1. I would then crisscross charges for subscripts, and that would leave me with SrI2, and I just need to make sure that this is the lowest possible ratio. The ratio is 1 to 2. It cannot be simplified, so this is my final answer, SrI2. What is the correct formula for cesium nitride? So first I'm going to figure out who cesium is. Cesium is element symbol Cs. It is in the first column, which means it has 1 valence electron. Having 1 valence electron means that I'm going to give away that 1 valence electron. Giving a gift is a nice thing to do, so I'm going to have a +1 charge. Nitride is secretly nitrogen. Nitrogen is element symbol N. It's in column 5, which means it has 5 valence electrons. Having 5 but wanting 8 means I'm going to steal 3. Stealing is bad, so I'm going to have a negative charge of -3. I will crisscross charges for subscripts, and that will turn that into CS3 N invisible 1. And then I'll check the ratio to make sure that I am already in the lowest possible ratio. So 3 to 1 is already simplified, so that means that that's my final answer, CS3N. What are subscripts for? Subscripts are going to be the number of that particular element inside of that compound. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that is the number of atoms in the compound is what my subscripts are. What is the subscript for the anion in the correct formula of barium iodide? First thing I need to do is find the correct formula for barium iodide. Barium has the element symbol Ba. It's in the first two columns, and it is in column 2, which means that I can just go ahead and say that barium is going to have 2 valence electrons. It's going to give those 2 valence electrons away. Giving a gift is a nice thing to do, so I'm going to have a charge of positive 2. Iodide is secretly iodine. Iodine is in column 7, which means I have 7 valence electrons. I have 7, but I want 8, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to steal 1. Stealing is bad, so I'm going to have a charge of negative 1. I would then crisscross charges for subscripts, and that would leave me with BaI2, and I am looking for the subscript for my anion. My anion is going to be my negative ion, that is iodine, so I just need to figure out what the subscript for iodine is. Iodine subscript is 2, so my subscript for my anion is 2. What is the subscript for the cation in the correct formula for lithium phosphide? So first thing I need to do is find the correct formula for lithium phosphide. I need to figure out who lithium is. Lithium is symbol Li, and it is in the first column, which means it has 1 valence electron, and it's going to give that 1 valence electron away. Since giving a gift is a nice thing to do, it's going to have a charge of positive 1. Phosphide is secretly phosphorus. Phosphorus is element symbol P. It is in column 5, which means that it has 5 valence electrons. So I have 5, but I want 8. So I'm going to steal 3 to get to 8. Stealing is bad, so I'm going to have a charge of negative 3. Then I'm going to go ahead and crisscross charges for subscripts, and that would leave me with Li3P. And I am looking for the subscript for my cation. Cats have pos, cations are positive. My positive ion was lithium, and lithium subscript was 3, so that means that my subscript for my cation is 3.